know what it's going to be. It's going down in a few more seconds. Valencia Real Podcast. Let's go.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Dr. Mike, and it's almost that time to get real, raw, and relatable. Looking forward to talking to y'all soon. Peace.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Terrence. Welcome back to another season of Relentlessly Real Podcast. So excited to have you all back. We got a lot of great stuff. Check us out.
You're now listening to The Real.
Man, I appreciate them dudes for talking about
The Raw.
Wait, they were talking about
The Relatable.
That's exactly what I've been going through.
The Relentlessly Real Podcast.
Welcome world. Welcome. T, you can go ahead and say hello because you're here.
Hello.
Myself. Yeah, there we go.
Ooh.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Valencia World Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast today. We're gonna just kick this off with an introduction, not a bunch of introductions, because we don't have Mike here today, unfortunately. So I just ruined the surprise, but it's
Loser.
just go ahead. We have weighing in at 125 pounds and 5'9". You know,
5'9".
the goat himself.
Don't.
Some people call him Beardy T. I don't know if they call him that. I just made that up.
Listen,
go ahead, T.
Listen. I don't even. Am I the GOAT with all these technical difficulties?
You're not. I want to make
I don't
sure
think
you're
I'm the GOAT. I don't think I'm the GOAT.
I think you're a woat, the worst of all time. I think. I don't know. It's pretty bad.
I will accept it.
We are starting our podcast a little bit late today because we've had a little technical difficulties. As I said on the Facebook group, obviously I couldn't do anything on YouTube, but as quickly as I could, I just wanted to let you guys know that was happening. But now we're here, and so we're going to go ahead and just start the episode and do what we got to do here on the podcast. Okay, so again, this is the Real Podcast. We like to discuss, we should say, real, raw, and relatable topics. And so for that, we want to jump right into a question. I guess it would be the question of the day. So the question of the day that I have for you, Terrence, is, yes, and I've been working on my question of the day, so this is actually pretty good. Would you rather be permanently mute or amputate one of your arms? Would you rather be permanently mute or amputate one of your arms?
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually thought about this.
This exact question you've thought about before in your life.
Because if you amputate my left arm and my left leg, right, then I'm always right. So
that's awful, T. That's a bad.
That's so bad.
That's a dad joke.
That's a horrible dad joke.
Yeah. That's terrible.
It's so bad. But it's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, it's permanently mute or amputate one of your arms.
Yeah. Which one would you do? This is a difficult one for you.
I take the mute.
You'd be mute forever, never hearing anything else for the rest of your life.
Mute just means I can't talk. I can still hear though, right?
Oh, you could talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
I actually think that you should want to talk though. You don't want to talk?
I want my limbs.
Okay, more than you want to talk.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to talk. I think my limbs could go. I want one of them. As long as I got the other one. I think it would be the worst of like if it wasn't my dominant hand or dominant arm. That'd be a loss of all kinds. Like it's like, okay, now not only do I
you can't play the piano though, John.
I only need one hand for that. Pause.
You need more than one hand to play the piano.
Church? In church? No, you don't. Just one hand. Right here.
The same.
If you're looking at me on YouTube or Facebook, I'm just moving back and forth. That's all you got to do. As long as you got that action right there, I always have
ladies and gentlemen, that is pre-recorded. It is pre-recorded. Whatever he's playing, it's pre-recorded.
Listen, no, I'm not gonna get myself fired, but I only need one hand, so I'll be over there like, look, ma, no hands, look, ma, no. Okay,
you are talented, and like.
No, I'm not. I really am not that good.
You are the GOAT.
No,
let's.
I mean,
I'll be basic John. You be the GOAT.
Okay. You said what? What you?
I'll be basic John. You could be the GOAT. Let's switch names.
So T, I actually have two questions, and I want to get into this one thing that you had that I really love. This is the other one that I wanted to ask you. This is a good one as well. Like I said, I've launched some new ones, guys. Would you rather stop showering or stop brushing your teeth? Would you rather stop showering or stop brushing your teeth? These are tough. I'm not
Is dying an option?
Can I kill myself? Yeah. Would you rather stop showering or stop brushing your teeth? Which one would you do?
Here's the thing. So while you might want to pick stop brushing your teeth, you don't want to have horrible body odors. They both have significant health complications. However, teeth pain can lead to brain damage, and because of how connected they are to the nerves. I remember when people who I'm diagnosed with migraines, and I would get like significant migraines, like for a while, every single day, no matter what. And then I got a root canal, and it went away. Literally.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
For that alone, I'm like, Axe body spray. We just keep.
Whoa, you can't cover up funk, bro. You can't put no Axe spray over somebody. If you haven't had a bath, T, no Axe spray is. It's not made for that. You need a bath. You need to bathe.
But
yeah, no, it's not. But and even all right. So like, I hear what you're saying, and I know what you're talking about with the pain for brushing your teeth because I think I told the story on here when I was in Disney World one time. How I had an issue with my tooth and actually had to get a tooth pulled while I was in Disney World. And it was one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
It's horrible, man.
What? So I was sitting there trying to act like, so I remember because I was playing the organ, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and this is right before I was gonna go on vacation. And I'm playing the organ and I'm like getting through and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just take some Orajel and just rub it there on the gum and I'll be all right. And I hop on the plane later that Sunday evening and we head to Orlando. And I remember, I'll never forget, I was trying to watch the Monday night game. And I was like pacing with the level of pain that I had. I couldn't even sit down no more. As I'm trying to act like I could fight through it, I'm like feeling my whole right side just like, oh my God, it's on fire. And you can't concentrate. Like you're done concentrate. Like any kind of tooth pain, you're not able to concentrate about anything that's going on in life anymore. For sure.
Yeah, the more you think about it, I just have to stink. Because literally, I don't know how much pain comes in from like not washing. Like
there's no pain except for the people that have to endure being around you. I think that's where the pain
could be. I mean, you could get like some types of infection near like the pits from not bathing, not washing. For sure.
Yeah. You're really going deep diving into this. I'm just thinking really surfacey. This is gross. Just off the surface though. Off the strength of the surface, it's very disgusting.
I don't need to go any further.
I don't think you have to. And I think, and Kalia's saying bacterial. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's that. And so I'm even thinking about from the lens of, if I go 2 days, if I happen, and I have, that's a great question. T, how many days have you gone without showering before?
One.
Only 1 day?
Only 1 day.
I've gotten a 3.
Without shower, one.
Without showering.
One. Yeah,
without showering. I've gotten a 3, and it was that third day. I know Jesus rose, but I was like, man,
maybe, but yeah, I would say 1.
No, that's what I'm saying. You won't want to be with yourself on that third day. That's what I'm trying to help you understand. If you've only gotten to that first day, then you don't know what's waiting for you.
That aroma.
No. So people will stop hanging around you when you get to that third day. You lose friends. Okay, I can tell you that right now.
That's real. That's good.
Yeah. So I think mine would be I would have to go with. I would stop brushing my teeth. I would. I would rather smell good than like I can't deal with my smell on myself. I'm a big person on smell though. Like I don't know how big you are with it, but I'm like I get the colognes.
Gigantic.
I got the whole nine. Huh?
Yeah, I'm gigantic.
Well, you don't seem like you are. You're talking more about your teeth than you have been the entire time.
Because the teeth. First of all, I hate tasting bad breath. Number one, and then number two, it's the pain. Yeah, I've had tooth pain. It's just like, and it's more expensive. Like even talking clear, a bacterial infection. Yeah, you need some antibiotic, whatever it is. Yeah, you good. But tooth decay.
Yeah,
tooth decay.
Yeah, no. And I know I've talked about before, like even with beauty and like looking at it, I know this is very surfacey, but like if a woman's teeth are jacked up, I can't even talk to them. Like
I agree.
I was at Silver Diner earlier today, and I was like Silver Diner. So like the quality is not great.
I don't
right?
go there, so
don't do that. Don't do that. You're from Baltimore.
I have standards.
Your standards is Denny's. It's Denny's. Your Denny's is my Silver Diner. So we're not gonna do that.
Might be above Silver Diner, to be honest, though.
You will not on this internet say that Denny's is better than Silver Diner.
Denny's is just racist.
Terrence,
Silver Diner.
Stop. Seriously. Like I'm really about to get mad. You will not say that Silver Diner is lower quality. Hold on, you're saying it's lower quality. Denny's is higher quality than Silver Diner?
First of all, none of them are quality. Not IHOP, not
I never said it was quality. I didn't say one was more quality. I'm just saying for sure that Denny's is lower quality. That's like Denny's and Wendy's are like right here. Right here. Okay.
Did you not used to go to Wendy's all the time in Owens Mills?
Exactly, but I understood the assignment. I knew exactly. Wow, you gonna say where it was? Wow, you are something else.
Marquita, nobody asked you. Like,
Denny's and Silver Diner are not on the same page, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Looking at you now, our friendship is coming to an end. I can feel it because if you actually think that Denny's is ahead in any kind of form, I don't want a friend like that.
I would never. If you call me and say we're going to a diner, I'm hanging up the phone.
Like, you act like you out here like really living, bro. You be out here like eating at basic restaurants. Don't do this.
John,
don't do this. Not in front of the company. John. Don't do this. You know for sure that this is what you do not love Denny's more than you.
You might be right that I might be at basic restaurants.
I'm saying that
Silver Diner is below basic. So at that point,
I'm not. First of all, okay, this is my guilty pleasure. I have to say this. Silver Diner is my guilty pleasure. As somebody that I know you think, and we've had this conversation.
Yes.
John's bougie. I may be bougie.
You have a True Religious shirt on, and you walking into Silver Diner.
True Religious old. Nobody care about True.
It's not matching.
Are you trying to say I don't belong in there? I'm sitting there just eating.
You don't belong in there.
Eating my food, bouncing around.
So real talk. I don't really like diners in general. Like I hate them. So that's why even though I'm joking about the whole Denny's Silver Diner, I don't like any diners. I would rather
Waffle House. You can't do Waffle House. You're a liar because I've ate at Waffle House with you.
I could do Waffle House.
I know you could. That's why I said don't lie. And they use their hands to scramble the eggs, and you don't even care about that.
Waffle House is below basic. Waffle House is the
Waffle House is disgusting. Seriously, I've never ate at a Waffle House and been good afterwards ever. I've always, as I'm eating the eggs, I have to go use the bathroom as I'm eating.
First of all, I've never had eggs from a Waffle House. So it's just like,
what are you eating? What are you eating at Waffle House?
Waffle. That's about it.
That's a good point. It is called that. You nailed it there. No, for sure. At the end of the day, I'm actually kind of mad that you didn't. I thought you were going to agree with me about the whole thing. Okay, Khalid, I don't need your help. Waffle House does sell waffles, and waffles are important. Waffle House does use the floor for seasoning. Thank you, Randy, for saying that, because I agree. It's nothing but the salt from the feet that you have stepped up. Your foot has stepped all around. They sweep that right on up, put it right on top of your egg, scramble it in there, and you eat it all up, T. And you think you're doing something good. So you're doing nothing. You're doing nothing.
I agree. You're right.
So here's my question to you, T, and I'm going to show this as a precursor for this conversation. Okay, before we go any further, I don't want nobody to get deep into this conversation about Waffle House. Okay, I'm first of all, Terrence from Baltimore. All right, here we go. So here we go. This is a question Another question of the day is this: are there conversations that are too far for men to have? Let's see if they are.
And my wife go to a nudist colony, once a year. We go to a nudist colony.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's
we
chance.
go to a place where like you walk in, everybody just gets naked and
I
walks
heard you
around.
said.
I didn't know if you knew this.
Back up for a second. I just want to get clarity.
Yeah,
You and your wife are free spirits.
We're free spirits.
Got it.
She likes to tan, and it's not like I'm 6'3", but I just got a 6'3" dick. I don't have a 6'7" dick. Like it's not impressive.
I don't
It's
know what that
normal.
means. I don't know what that means, and I don't want you to keep going.
It's like no. You know, motherfucker want like a baby leg
I
to
heard
your
you.
knee.
I heard you.
Yeah. I don't have nothing to my knee. I've never.
Yeah,
my dick's
I don't
never
feel-
seen
hey,
my knee.
Hey, we can stop.
So me and my
So yeah, I want to know, Terrence, like as brothers, we have these conversations. We be on here on, when it's a real podcast, and you guys are family. Is there a conversation that may be a hair too far for men to have? To when we come to because we've never actually gotten to the whole eggplant conversation amongst men. I don't think we've ever measured our units.
Like,
is that too far?
You talk about the size of your package. I think like I always think about that scene from Bad Boys. Like, we gonna take that conversation, we gonna wrap it up, we gonna chuck that thing in the middle of the ocean.
We throwing it in the trash, man.
Like, what are we doing? Like, and I'm curious with like even with women too. Like, what conversation is too far? Now, listen, I'm just gonna get my opinion, and I'm gonna let the ladies who are watching to counter it. I do think that women talk about more stuff than we do. There's certain things that we just like, bro. No, we're not that close. We will never be that close.
Randy
and I love
said.
you.
Randy said that was a pubic hair too far.
It's too far. Once we start talking about your package, like it's just.
I'm trying to think back if I've ever been uncomfortable about a conversation I've ever had with a bunch of dudes. I don't think I've ever had with y'all. I mean, in life, have I ever been around a bunch of guys and I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and head out because this is actually getting weird. I don't know if I've ever had that. Maybe you have. I'm about to say I don't think I've ever. I think in most of my conversations have been very like, it's all good. Like we didn't go left. But in that conversation, I can understand Kevin Hart's heartbeat, like kind of like, yo, this is a bit much. And like, I don't know if you've ever been to a nudist. Have you ever been to a nudist experience?
I've been to a nude beach, but that's never mind.
That was out in Miami though, right?
No, it was not Miami.
Oh.
And this is the reason why I want America. This is why I want to pause and I want to stop the conversation. Because as soon as I say this, Jon is going to say something about Baltimore, and he's going to say, and I have no defense.
Yeah,
I was in high school, and I graduated, and we went to Europe, and one of the beaches that we went to was a nude beach, and it was at that time I realized this is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought the people who should have been nude weren't nude, and the people who should not be nude were just exposed.
That's how it goes down.
It's just I didn't think this is no longer enjoy. I mean, we were excited to go. It's a nude beach. We thought it was. I mean, we weren't nudes. Some of us were still minors, so we were just like, okay, we're gonna see it tomorrow. It's on and popping.
Right.
It was just popping, but it was not on. It was like
So, no, there's no question. I mean, I think overall, when it comes to that type of conversation, we keep things in-house as much as we can. But I think in-house, I mean, when I buy in-house, I mean in your brain. Like, you don't share certain things. No. I remember we've had conversations in the past years ago. We would talk about like, sexual experiences and, and all of that. I think that's fine. I think when you go to sexual experiences, you're like, yeah, that's cool.
That sexual experience needs to lend more about what the female is doing. It does not need to lend. They don't need to be heavy about what you're doing. Like, I feel like
that's a good rule.
Like it's just like, that's the general rule. Like,
yeah. I don't think I don't think a dude has ever been like, I went down on it. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's ever said it to me like openly, like, oh, this is what I did first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, 10th. Listen, I think that's inappropriate, and I think the moment that you or anyone else starts going into like your system, because I do believe most men have a system when it's a takedown session. I believe that. Yeah. So
sure,
don't do that. That's what I'm asking you to not.
So,
do that.
Question. Funny thing is it? Do you think this is because this is funny, and this is probably just because of the water that I'm drinking? Do you think this is because men are just very visual in general, and I just feel like the barriers stop with I don't need to talk about. Okay, you got something. Perfect, good. Like we could.
Yeah. I'm concerned because I think Randy, my frat brother, is saying that he's had these type of conversations where he's talked about what he's done, numbered, like this is what I do first, second, third, fourth, seventh, 10th. I'm concerned because I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why. What world would I want to be like, yo? So like, I like say more or say like, I'm like at that point, I'm like, bro, say less. Like I don't want because to
how
me,
descriptive are you being?
Because to me, if that happens, I'm starting to think about the person that you're talking about too. On top of that, so Randy, I'm thinking about your wife. And okay, so because you start to, I mean,
I said men are visual.
Like, we're visual. So please
visual,
don't. Yeah, I'm like stop. Please stop. That's how I feel about it. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, Randy, and keeps it sailing. I think at the end of the day, I'm moving on. The bottom line is this. The earth is still yet ghetto.
It is very ghetto.
And Terrence, I'm concerned. I don't know about you, but I'm concerned. And here's why. This is going on. A mother and daughter extra fees at the gate for their oversized carry-on bag. And this is them beating the crap out of Spirit Airline employee. You see that? And it just goes on and on and on. Like they're literally fighting for a minute. And so maybe it begged that question because I thought back to when we were talking about Frontier last week. And we talked about how Frontier is going to offer that $400 plan. Did you already buy it?
I bought it.
Okay, so guys, if you don't know, Frontier is offering a all you can fly on Frontier Airlines.
The judgment.
That means, and I know the judgment's here. It's already met you. Okay. So Terrence says he and Mike actually said they would ride Frontier Airlines and do the unlimited thing. They would go ahead and do where they would. I'm like, you won't get your bags ain't gonna get there. You may not get there. You might meet heaven before you even get to your destination. But
like
Terrence don't care. Before, it only costs him $400.
Never seen a Frontier crash. All I care about is getting there.
You never have?
I've never seen it, and I don't. I don't even.
Yeah, you don't have no wood in there. You got drywall. I think the bottom line is, I'm like,
it's definitely
right.
the truth.
In their defense, those airline employees really make you want to act that way sometimes.
That's where the money. That's where I think they don't pay their employees. I think that's.
You think, Terrence? You think that's what it is? Of course, they don't pay their. They don't pay the people at the front gate, the people flying the plane. They don't pay anybody. So you, Terrence, is like I'm hopping on that plane. That's $400, and they don't pay nobody.
If I'm going 4 hours or less, I'm good. Because I'm gonna go. Number one, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep.
And you'll see Jesus in heaven because that flight ain't making it. Because that's why that's $400. They don't care nothing about.
It might be a couple days later, but you've always got to your destination.
Terrence, I am disgusted by
your final destination. So that's all that matters.
So I'm not gonna lie. I have purchased a Frontier ticket. Terrence knows this. This is a safe space. I purchased a Frontier ticket. It was for $40. And when I say my sister shamed me, I felt awful. When she was done talking to me about this, I was like, maybe I didn't even. Obviously, we didn't end up going, but I was like, maybe it was a God looking out for us, and I just ate the $40. I mean, I was like, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should go try to recoup the bread. And Khalida was just like, John, just stop, like, please do not touch the flight, leave it alone.
It's like buying an Android phone. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm glad you said that.
But here's the thing.
It's cheap though.
I stand by this,
and
it's all about preference. For me, I am bougie with my lodging. I am extremely. It needs to be 4+ stars, 5+ stars if it's out of the country. With lodging, it's like I'm very uppity, like legit.
Right.
I don't really care too much how I get there as long as I get there safe and again, I don't like plane rides. I want to go to sleep. I hate it because I'm like, I think a lot of it's just me sitting still for too long. It's my ADHD. So in general, I'm like, why am I paying $400? For me, I'm literally going to pay $400 to sleep. I don't need to enjoy the flight because I'm going to sleep no matter what airline I get on. So that's what
I think, but the dips, Terrence. I think there's going to be a little bit more dipping and what's the thing? I forget. What's the? I don't know what it's called.
Plane.
Look, T, I don't know what it is. I don't feel safe. Okay, and don't listen. Your attacks don't mean nothing to me.
You gotta go with whatever you have to do. Was good for you.
And I'm glad you said that. Also, in the earth is ghetto. Listen, look at this, guys. I mean, if you're driving, you need to go ahead and go back on the YouTube or go back and watch this because this I've never seen nothing like this in my entire life.
Get him up. Get it.
The dog is twerking. The dog is twerking with the owner, guys. The dog is twerking with the owner.
Turn up.
I had to stop. I said, guys, what's going on in this world?
So your dog has never twerked, John?
My dog has never twerked. No. Now maybe a little stinky leg, you know. Maybe a little bit of that, but like, nah, like I've never seen my dog do that. And so when I saw that, I said, you know, the earth still really is, in fact, ghetto. I only have one more thing. Voicemails that white man, this is actually a white man that has left this voicemail for this white lady. And I actually thought it was worth checking out because I was like, I didn't realize that white men were this way. Look at this. Listen to this, y'all.
Calling again, the guy from the street. I left you a message several days ago. I don't like leaving second messages, but I like you. You're a very elegant woman. You're very attractive, but I don't play that game. So here's how it's going to work. If I do not receive a phone call back from you by 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon,
tell him
I'm no longer interested.
I'm no longer interested.
I'm very intelligent. I'm great in bed. I make great money. Believe it or not, I'm a complete catch.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I'm one of the few men in the city that has nothing wrong with him. Now, I understand if you've got other issues. I don't know, maybe you were abused in childhood. Maybe you're just a person who's extremely frightened or has an anxiety disorder. Maybe you're on some medication for that. I don't know. There could be another issue. But if you're psychologically normal and you haven't called me because there's been some horrible thing that's happened in your life which prevented you, that's fine. Otherwise, it's Dimitri calling again. The guy.
Yo, when I heard that voicemail,
it was a person. He is giving all I am the table.
He said, "You will not act like I'm not a whole snack. You're not gonna act like that on this. No, you will not." This white man read her.
He is the table.
Terrence, I cried. You hear me? When I heard, I said, I didn't know white men talk like this. He said, if you think you have till Thursday at 6 o'clock to hit me back, and if you don't, and look, Shalaya or Shalaya, I hope I'm not Shalala. She said red flag. I'm like, yo, 19 red flags, legit 19 red flags. Because this guy is very clearly not okay mentally. But
I saw a post about that that's similar to that. It was by it was a girl talking.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I can find it, and she was basically saying, I loved it. She was saying that the girl was saying that she hates when women do this. I am the table, and I like, or you fumbled the bag. That was a post. You fumbled, you lost me, you fumbled the bag, and she's like, but if he was okay with losing you, maybe you weren't the bag. like maybe you really like who are you to who are we? And she wasn't saying women, but she was in general. Who are we to always assume that we were everything to that particular person? To that person, you weren't the bag. You were worth losing. And so I just thought that was an interesting conversation. It reminds me of that videotape. Just like he had all the energy. Like I'm the only one.
He wanted to make it very clear. You have until 6 o'clock. I like that's what made me really like perk up. Like, oh, you gave her a timeline.
It was I'm the only one in the entire, like he knows all the guys in the entire city. I
am a whole snack. I loved it. So if you guys know, we're gonna hop into trending topics real quick, and then we're gonna jump into the main thing. Yo, if you guys don't know, your boy LeBron James set a major record. Here it is.
Brooke with it. Give it to LeBron at the right elbow. LeBron, one-on-one against Kenrick Williams, backing him in. Turns, shoots, scores! There it is! Oh
So if you guys, hopefully you know this is a big deal.
It's a gigantic
LeBron
deal.
James beat out Kareem Abdul Jabbar's record. I believe it was over 30,000 points. I forget the exact amount.
38,433 points.
Yeah, I mean, and so my question is to you, T, and to the people that are listening and checking out the live stream. Do you think anyone will ever break his record in our lifetime?
Listen. So the key word is in our lifetime, because Jabbar's record was 40 years old. Legit. That record was 40 years old. And it was amazing to see him alive to see the record being broken. Mm-hmm. So that was like a big deal. Makes sense. Sure. And I remember seeing something today that when Kareem Abdul, it was previously held by Wilt Chamberlain, and Wilt Chamberlain didn't show up. So I was really happy that, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron, he's not a LeBron fan.
No.
Very big. It was very respectful of him to show up. So I feel like I think records are made to be broken. I feel like it would, especially with the involvement of the 3-point. Like I think it would. I think it.
I feel like if anyone could ever do it, I feel like Steph Curry is right behind the idea of it happening. If Steph Curry can stay healthy, I definitely believe
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's
LeBron did it with less games than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think 333 something less games than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So he didn't just and that's funny. He played for 20 years, and he still has played 333 games less than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I'm thinking about, honestly, too, I don't know if they made it happen like this, but the fact that it's happening all within Black History Month really makes me feel a good way about it. In a really good way. I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is what it's all about, right? You kind of feel like, man, this is so dope to see Black men breaking records in the beginning of Black History Month. And I'm watching LeBron James crush a record. Yeah. And all records, actually a lot more than that record was broken, and we'll get to that, the Grammys in a second. But just in general, to see that happen, within the Black History Month, I think that was dope too.
Yeah, I hope he goes to 40. Honestly.
Yeah, he has time.
It's very, very possible. Yeah, he's playing at a high level. He's
100%, but not with a high level team, which is unfortunate.
Hey,
yeah, I know. Speaking of Black History Month, a New York middle school Nyack issues apology after students were served chicken, waffles, and watermelon for Black History Month.
Yeah, I saw this.
You like it, T? Did you guys do that at your school for Black History Month for your kids?
Absolutely not.
Did you guys do this?
Let me tell you something. I hope I never walked in it, because I know for a fact I'm probably going to lose my job. Because they're going to blame me, the whole leadership team. So I saw this. It is a travesty. It was absurd. It was ridiculous. And I don't know how this got through. Here's the question, though. I would have ate it and complained.
I can't believe y'all thought that I would even eat this.
This is a stereotype.
Yeah. This is definitely
this
is definitely a stereotype I've ever seen one. Yeah, I would have.
And I would have been appalled, but I would have been full. So that way, when I wrote my complaint letter, it was not done on an empty stomach.
I can't believe y'all. No, but in all serious, I'm just the thing about this, it's kind of and I hate to be pivoting towards anything parallel that's negative, but it reminds me of how we keep ending up here. Because the same thing was true. Remember, I think it was last year when they did the 4th of July ice cream. Walmart did that 4th of July. Oh, no, Juneteenth. The Juneteenth ice cream. Remember that?
I do.
I was like, we keep ending up here, guys.
Remember when, it's not funny, when Trump was throwing out the tissue.
The paper towels. It was the paper towels. Yeah.
Just throwing it I know you guys need it. Here you go.
He's flipping them up like he's throwing basketballs at the hoop. Yeah, I remember that.
We are so racist.
It's terrible.
America is racist.
It's terrible, T.
It's racist.
I'm chicken and waffles and watermelon. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Okay, that's nothing short of you're saying essentially this is what y'all.
I got a question, John, and I thought about this, and I wish we could find the photo of it real quick, because on Black History Month, Miami released a Black History police vehicle.
Okay.
It was, like, multicolored, like, and the thing,
I heard about this.
and the thing is, though, I thought about it is, here's what I think about these things.
Disrespectful and delicious. I love it.
Expensive as they are, what I'm trying to figure out is why this Black History Month get boiled down to trinkets.
Yeah.
Change. So I did not like the vehicle in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The only way we can celebrate Black History Month, let's celebrate it with a police car so we can lock up some niggas. Like,
Yeah.
at least you're gonna get locked up in a vehicle that represents your people. Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't think about these things? Like, I felt I did not like it, and I don't. If anybody can correct me or wrong, did it get any backlash? Because to me, this is more offensive than the chicken and waffles. To me, this is.
I'm okay with it. I don't know what's your problem, T.
I do not like our month being reduced to appeasement trinkets. Don't give us no chicken and waffles to commemorate. No ice cream. No police vehicle. Like, teach history. Do some things that help. You know, with to help into like that are restorative reparations. All those things.
And he's standing in front of it smiling. A black man, no less.
With that bright purple shirt on.
Yeah,
like,
he's standing and smiling. So
I can't.
See, I actually think you would smile in front. I'm not gonna hold you. I really think you would pose in front of that, and I would take a picture.
No,
you know, with the hat like you have it right now, like
I would not.
A hoodlum.
Sir, if I saw that car right there and it was Black History Month, I would have kicked that vehicle.
No, you wouldn't, because you'd be arrested immediately and put in the vehicle, the same vehicle you just kicked. You're under arrest. Get inside. Get inside the vehicle.
It's so embarrassing.
So here's my question to you guys. Do you think that we should have Black History Month, or should Black History be taught all year long?
Both.
If you had to choose, either or. You either get a month or you're integrated into the history of America. Which one would you do?
Can we get a longer month if we got a month? I don't understand what, we got to wait till a leap year just to even get close to 30 days. Like,
yeah, that 28 days is firm.
28 days. I think all year long. If I had to pick, all year long.
I wonder why. I don't wonder. I know why they are whitewashing history. But I just think through it, like, man, it would really be interesting if we heard about all of America in our history books. Like, because I remember about, like, having to learn about history. I know, I'm sure, and then you're a historian, like, and so I would wonder what that would have looked like for me to have felt like my history was being embodied in instruction.
For sure.
When I was, like, going through school. Like, obviously this is years ago, but I'm just, like, thinking back. I'm trying to learn about all these white men and, all these dates according to white men. And there was almost zero to none history of myself, of my hue. And I think that's really interesting about our culture. And so that Black History Month is like a thing.
I'm always annoyed because I know that they've changed it to Indigenous People Day and not Columbus Day, but I know there's still Columbus statues up. And, we've had presidents who owned slaves and stuff like. I'm always annoyed at just the lie. I'm not bothered about learning about white people in history. I'm not, because if they did something great and then they were the first to do it, like the landing on the moon or certain adventures, like Einstein, I'm okay. I'm all for it. Yeah. I want to learn about different cultures too, not just blacks, Hispanics, like women. I just want to learn about those too. I get mad at the lies we got told about people growing up, like Columbus. That's what I get mad about. I don't get mad about learning about people who really did some great things, and deserve to be remembered. But the people who we just going to skip the fact that this person literally started the slave trade and murdered thousands of blacks and indigenous people. Like, that's the part that I used to get mad about. That I'm mad about now, where it's just, we got to teach all of that, Yeah.
So. And even to the point of what we talked about last week, where we talked about how Which my point is, I believe that if black people, because I'm thinking about obviously this is all broad strokes. My kids are getting older; they're going to like public school soon. If I don't think we're going to do public, I think we're gonna have to do private because of where we live. But I don't want to do public because black people just intend on fighting other black people in
Yes.
those public school spaces. And I believed and said and stated in our last podcast, like, yo, it's Black history. Like, if Black history was taught in schools, I do believe there'd be a direct impact to the lesser violence in schools. I personally believe that. I believe if we were better informed about what the enrichment of our history and how that entire narrative was created over time, I think we would act and do things differently in our culture. I really believe that. I believe that because we have no connectivity to our history, we just be sitting there like we want to just learn these things about, no shade to white people, but white people. And there's some Black history that's there that we don't ever learn. So what makes me mad, to your point, T, is when I get older and watch documentaries and find out that what we thought was the first white person to do a thing was actually done by Black people and they burned it down.
Mm-hmm.
Or they made sure it was like never heard of, or they made sure that they wiped it off the face of the earth, such to erase whatever it was that the Black person did. And so I'm like, well, if there was a sense of, it's almost like they're creating the narrative that is now where Black people are killing each other, because if we really did know about our history, we would move differently. I feel like, personally, this is my personal opinion.
I feel like some would. I mean, I just feel like greed would take over in general. But I feel like there's older people who know, and they still, So I would agree with. I would hope. So I would have some hope. I feel like young African Americans, and the part of the decision making and it has not developed yet, and that's the last part that developed in the brain. And so therefore, even just learning about it doesn't mean they're gonna make smarter decisions as far as engaging with one another. Like, I understand that it is. I know that I've already heard the argument there's no such thing as black on black crime, there's such thing as white on white crime, it's just crime. And I think there's merit for that argument. I think the issue is there's crime within the communities, and the more people you add to a community, the more crime you're going to have. And most people who live in our communities look like us. And so there's conflict that happens between us, like whatever.
Let me ask it differently. What do you think? And this is anyone here on the chat as well. Please answer if you have a thought. But what do you think would end black on black crime, especially with you being on not crime, but more so even in school, black on black fights that's in the school system?
I think this always comes down to an equity issue.
Say more.
So the impact of slavery and the impact of Jim Crow has led to a dissolvement of the black family, and nobody wants to hold. I get mad as an educator that nobody wants to hold families responsible. Nobody wants to hold communities responsible. Everybody wants to blame education system, and it is like and every time we keep passing the blame to schoolhouse and not the blame to the real house.
Right,
is what the issue is.
So you're like Kalita saying in the comment section, parents. So you agree with that?
So it's not just, it's beyond parents. It's community and it's equity. And so my thing is, I think all of these things is so like the people don't know how school funding works. And I'm gonna say it really quickly is schools that are underfunded are in poor communities. And so when they're in poor communities, they're in poor communities for a number of reasons. Like usually you're dealing with a lot of those communities don't have 2-parent households, and a lot of that trickle comes as you have the men who are in prison and highly incarcerated, overly policed. Makes sense, and they're overly policed because a lot of young men and women get into crime in order to seek a way to have money. And why are we having money? Because this goes back from when it just keeps passing down from when we couldn't get certain jobs. So it's like everything stems from equity. I'm not saying give people a blank check, because that will not fix it at all. But what I do think is I am a huge proponent of reparations. Huge. I do think we need reparations, period. And I think that it won't fix all of it, but it would be gigantic if you take away some of the stressors, like some of the major stressors, like shelter, healthcare, and like somebody said, businesses and ownership, stuff like that, which they took from us, and we get it back. Makes sense? And so I think that helps. And that's why, John, we've had that conversation before, even as an educator, and I've been public about this. You know, one of the things that we do in the education world, and there's some teachers on here, is look at how many black and brown teachers we're hiring. And the people get mad when I say it. They're not coming to this profession.
No.
They're not coming. They
No.
actually are running from this profession in a heartbeat because there are so many more professions that pay better. So it's an equity. It's
and they're more safe, though. I mean, if you think about, like, I look on Twitter, I see teachers getting beat down on a daily basis. Like, teachers are getting their chins rocked by students, no less, right? And to me, I had this very same conversation.
All for $40,000 a year.
What? Right? Like, you know, it's like I might as well just work in Spirit. So my thing is, with that backdrop being the case, is I'm thinking through, like, when I grew up, and I don't know about you, T, and you can speak to this, hopefully you do, I feared my father. Like, when I say fear, I mean healthily feared, right? There's actually a guy that was on TikTok that went viral that he's talking about, like, he walked through the door, like his wife was texting him before he got to the door, and she said, you know, come get your kids are getting on my nerves, whatever. And then as soon as he opens the door, the dad opens the door and jingles his keys, the whole house goes from full out chaos to quietness. That was how my upbringing was. Like, my dad, if my mom, the worst thing my mom could tell me is, I'm gonna tell your father. That was that my whole world crashed knowing that. And I'm not talking, I don't want to be, I'm not saying big up to my dad. I'm saying more of just the idea of fearing an authority, no matter who, whether it be dad or mom, right? Where is that in our culture today? I don't feel like it exists. So, like, which I believe, which I'm the last time I say, which is I believe is why there's an acting out at school, because there's no fear of what will happen when they get home.
And as I said, we have educators on. We have like people who are educated, and I've done a lot of this research. If I pull my students who are higher achieving, they are in higher classes, GT, AP classes, whatever it is. Like, if I just pull a roster of my GT classes and just within my community, there's a vast amount of them that are African, right? If you think about what is common in a lot of African cultures, it's the family structure. It's just different. Yeah, it's not Americanized. Makes sense. And so, I'm not even talking about necessarily having two parents in the home, but having two active parents. Two active parents just changes a whole lot. And then we get, like, the equity thing is not a lot of times, like, I don't think people know how bad it is about how many of our students are raising siblings at home, and how many of our parents are, like, legitimately working at night and working during the day and working at night. Yeah. And so I can't enforce homework. Yeah, right. How can I enforce homework? Yeah, I'm trying to pay these bills. So there's an equity issue. Like I said, it's going to boil down to economics. And to me, I'm a component. I remember the whole. I think it was Chris Rock, or was it Dave Chappelle? Reparations. I don't believe. If I was in charge of reparations, I don't believe in giving blacks. We do not have in a vast number the education to handle a blank check, a blank lump sum. We're gonna spend it on the wrong thing. You can say it's funny as all you want. I guarantee you give some blacks $1 million check, and it's gonna be some gold chains. It's gonna be some fronts. It's gonna be the best lace front, the lashes.
Mostly from Baltimore. From Baltimore.
Okay, calm down.
No, go ahead. Finish.
All right.
Go ahead. Make your point.
And so I do believe that these reparations should come in the idea of that we should not be required to pay health care. Like, that should be covered because we're descendants of slaves. I want my 40 acres in the move. We should get land. We should have a significantly discounted housing. Because we are the descendants of slaves. And y'all took that from us. Shoot, you took us from our home in general. So the least you could do is make sure, as a descendant of slaves, we don't pay for housing. Makes sense. Like, I think there needs to be reparations along those lines. If you are going to open up a business, you as an African American, you get discounts like tax breaks. Give us tax breaks. Make us work, but give us some tax breaks. Makes sense. I think when you start doing those things, I think number one, you're not giving people a blank check to do God knows what with it, right? And then number two, you're still encouraging the idea that I have to work, I have to own property, I have to. Am I making sense? I think reparations goes along those lines. Like, and I agree with Cletus saying, don't give me like no cheap healthcare. I'm talking about I want the highest level of healthcare, but because I am black and I'm a descendant of slaves, which you took half of my healthcare, which would have came from my family, from me, I don't got to pay for it. I think that's fair. That should be that's just my opinion. That's how I see reparations in a perfect system where it's not a blank check. You know?
Yeah.
The problem is, like John was saying, I mean, we'll get this is beyond what we're going to. The problem is that doesn't benefit the economy. It actually is more beneficial to give people a blank check to spend it and put it back in the economy.
Yeah, it would be yeah, that's what they did when we needed it to happen back when Obama was president.
Exactly. So
so they gave the money to. I mean, the black community they're the ones that spent the money on things that basically lifted the economy quicker.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to do so, they would give it to unfortunately to the black community. So I think the thing that I'm concerned about I mean, we weren't supposed to go here, but just as we're thinking about just the school systems, and I'm concerned because I'm like, it feels like it's one of those things. I don't know if it's an uptick or if it's like, oh, I'll just get to hear about it more because we have social media, right? Like you're saying it's an uptick.
It's an uptick. Like it's an uptick. Now we are seeing it more, but because we can see it quicker. But it's for sure an uptick. I mean, I'm talking about within the past 3 years. I'm not even talking about a decade. I'm talking about just 3. Since the pandemic,
that's crazy.
It is an uptick of school violence for sure.
Wow. Yeah. And your experience. So I'm just wondering, just last point on this, do you think that healthy fear in the black household would counter that? Yes or no?
No, their parents are the problem.
Wait,
I'm not gonna say all. I'm just saying majority of these cases when if I have situations and I've seen, like I've had a student who shows sign of aggression, I get a lot of excuses from the parent. Well, she talked about her first. What you expect her to do? Just sit there and not punch her in the face? Yes. Yes. Yeah. She can't do that at work. But then if I go to YouTube, what do I see us doing at work?
Yeah.
Punching people in the face. So it is the adults. And I've said this before as an administrator, it's never the children. I could do this if it's never the children. I can engage with them all day long. It's always the adults.
Yeah. Just real quick, Alicia said a couple things that I want to highlight. We're gonna move on. We gotta get to these Grammy stuff. But if they want that gold chain, etc., that's their choice. We don't get to choose what people spend their monies on. Kalita said the healthcare system is abusive to blacks as well. Free abuse, I'm not sure. Alicia then says, when we try to police black folks on what they can and cannot should not buy, it's patronizing, and white folks treat us like children. Yeah, like these are good points when it comes to reparations and what people spend their money on. It's a very true thing. Like you can spend.
True.
I just don't think. I wish we could just settle the debate of reparations once and for all in America. We're not going to get it, right? But beyond us not going to get it, we're not going to get it. But beyond us not getting it, in my opinion, it's like even if we did get it, I don't feel like it would even feel like it's enough. I feel like you give us the money, I still would feel like away. I feel like would still feel away. I don't think that would be like, oh, thank you for the money. Now I don't feel reparations doesn't make my feelings get better about what has happened and transpired in America.
For sure.
So to me, that's not like the fix that we're looking for. To me, like
it's
we keep talking about
changing
reparations.
the generation for me. Like, and that's the reason why, and that's why, like going back to my point that I made about blacks becoming educators. I don't want us. If I would not want my son to be in my line of work. Or my daughter. I do not want them to be a teacher. I do not want them to be an educator. I just don't. I'm sorry. I really don't. I want them to be exposed. I would like them to be exposed to careers that pay them their worth. And this field does not pay us our worth. And therefore, to me, if I have a black family that is being paid for the quality of work that they do at a high level, they could move generations further, and it has an impact on the schoolhouse in general, more than just putting black and brown teachers in there. Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a black father and a black mom that are working a high quality job that is respected, professional, and raising their kids together. Then that will do that. That having that quadrupled in a community would actually have more bang for its buck than just filling a school with black and brown teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I want people to see it like that. That's why I'm saying it's not that I do not want black and brown teachers.
Yeah.
Or you could do what I really want you to do is pay teachers for the work. Now, if you want to do that, that's different.
Right.
That's why they're not coming because they don't want to be teachers. Oh no, black people would love to be teachers. I don't want to be a teacher to make that amount of money when there's other options.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I used to want to be in the school system to help and with all that.
I wanted to hire you,
but when no, you don't.
No, legit.
I appreciate that offer. I reject also that offer.
Sure.
I have seen too many people get slumped, like going to work. Terrence, you know me very well.
Oh yeah.
The moment a student tries me in that environment,
that would be so bad. Like that's my boy. That's my
Terrence,
boy though.
I would be written up. You'd be like, yeah, somebody restrain John. Like I'm not made for a chair to be thrown at my face. I'm not made for that. I know God would be like, John, you get out of there.
John, be like, John, you my boy. How long we been friends?
Listen,
we've been friends for a long time, haven't we?
T, fire me.
I gotta let you go.
Yeah, let me go.
We still going out on Friday.
We can still hang out. We'll still be friends. So one thing that happened, guys, as you can see, we talked about, man, the Grammys is here, and Beyonce, she did her thing, y'all. She did her thing. So Miss Beyonce was the big winner, and they say on some articles loser at the 65th Grammy Awards. The iconic singer who led the field with 9 nominations this year, she won 4 Grammys on Sunday, giving her 32 over the course of her 32 Grammys over the course of her career, breaking the record previously held by some classical conductor who I don't know. And I was a violinist in an orchestra, but yeah, classical conductor George Solti. I don't care who he is. All black everything. Okay, we're about black people right now. Yo, Beyonce killing it. I am excited about that. This is okay, guys. Can we please first LeBron? No, was it first LeBron James? Second LeBron James. First Beyonce on Sunday. Then LeBron James on, was that Tuesday?
Yeah.
Because what's
today? This Sunday.
Huh?
And then the Super Bowl this Sunday.
And then the Super Bowl this Sunday with 2 black people. I'm like, yo, like if there was ever a moment for us to have all the esteem and all of the we are killing it right now as a culture. I was like super excited to hear that about your girl Beyonce, which brings up another point. Do you think it's MJ or do you think it's Beyonce, the greatest of all time? Who in fact, at this point, with all the new information that we've now received, John just said 32 Grammys, guys, in her career. All right.
One more Grammys than anybody.
One more Grammys than anybody. Can we now say that Beyonce Knowles Carter is the GOAT? Can we say it? Can we say it? Okay, Alicia's saying Michael. Sorry. What does the chat say? I'm asking in the chat. Say her name, Shalala? Is that
Shalala, yeah.
All right. She says Beyonce, and Kalita says MJ, love her, but his creativity is unmatched. Guys, Jamal, he's saying, what's the Jamal said, what's the rubric to grade on? And listen, okay,
so
Jamal.
grades of all time, great. I think we're saying the greatest artist. I do on purpose. We're saying are they the greatest artist?
Yeah.
Greatest person in their field of all time. And I do think I do like Jim. I do like Jim.
I'm sick of Jamal because he always does this.
He's
He
got a
always
good point,
he
though.
takes it, but I'm sick of Jamal. I think I need to say this. I need to say this publicly.
Too. Like,
I'm sick of him because he always takes it another layer further than it has to go. And I'm like, I didn't think that deep, Jamal. And I didn't think that. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, the reality is, you're saying, what are you saying, T? What did you preface?
Is who is the greatest musical artist of all time? Beyonce or MJ?
All right.
And so, I'm saying MJ, but here's my caveat. And I've been saying this, and I got in this huge debate with one of my best friends about this. I think Beyonce is the only human being alive that can catch him. And here's my thing. Here's my argument. And I always if I'm doing CER format, claim, evidence, response, right?
Here's what is that crap? What are you talking about? You claim, evidence, response.
Claim. So my claim is shut up. I hate Randy.
Randy said Robert Glasper is the greatest of all time. We'll get to him in a second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's my thing with my claim is that MJ's the GOAT. Beyonce. I'm actually gonna go further. Beyonce will catch him. Let me say that. So
in her lifetime. In her lifetime. Okay.
So as you think about MJ, I think as MJ's music as he got older, his older works, people don't really listen to him that much.
No.
Like I think we listen to You Rock My World. I think Butterflies gets play. Outside of that, everything about MJ is his older stuff. Now, albeit phenomenal, it's his older stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so the reason why I say why Beyonce would catch him, it seems like her music continues to gain in popularity every single year. She's getting more famous. While I think MJ was more so, well, he's iconic and he was famous. He was the best performer. So it's almost like he's getting his roses or he's getting his credit because of something he was even before he died. So, and I'm not saying to be disrespect. I like MJ again. I'm saying MJ's the GOAT. People about to get mad. Like, I'm saying he's the GOAT. I also think that Beyonce has made herself to remain scandal free, and MJ did not. And I think the scandal.
Are you speaking of the babies for MJ?
Yeah, the little kids.
Little kids.
Yes.
What's that voice? What are we doing? What are you doing?
That's like, you remember that interview? Like, so Michael Jackson, do you think it's okay that you sleep in the bed with little kids that's not yours? Yes.
I don't like it, T. I don't know what's going on here, but just move on. Yeah,
so
make your point.
She has made herself to be scandal free, and because she's scandal free, I think that if she can maintain it, because they always try to find something, I think that helps her. And then again, she's also touched on the niche of women empowerment and the Me Too movement. That's going to excel her because when MJ was like, he started, women were just now becoming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just now, and Joe, we talked about this before. Beyonce hasn't sold more albums than Rihanna.
No,
she's not sold more albums.
You already know where I stand when it comes to Beyonce and Rihanna.
I don't think she's even sold more albums. I could be wrong.
I love me some Rihanna. If I want to turn up, I'm putting on Rihanna. I ain't putting on no Beyonce.
Yeah.
I don't care about no Beyonce.
I hear you.
I'm not putting on no Beyonce.
Yeah.
Rihanna's where it's at. I'm excited. I'm gonna be I don't know about y'all, what y'all doing for Super Bowl. I'm hanging with my boy C for the Super Bowl. I'm excited because I'm like, we gonna enjoy a epic performance by, I believe, Rihanna. I think Rihanna's going to kill the Super Bowl. And to me, it's like, yo, what better Black History Month to have two black quarterbacks facing off, plus have Rihanna. It's all black everything out here, y'all. I'm turned up. I'm so excited. But going back to our conversation, who do I got?
Yeah, I know you haven't got MJ. Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say Eagles. So I think the Eagles gonna win. But I actually have to agree and say MJ. MJ got it. Because the thing about MJ is that and it's tough because Beyonce does evolve. I think somebody said that in the comments. She's like, she does a good job evolving, which I don't think MJ did a good job of. But MJ broke through walls.
I agree.
Creating a sound and a feel and a epic experience when it comes to musicality, artistry, and even like performance. When you talk about not just in-person performance, but when you talk about the music videos that he would do, the extensive music videos. For me, it's like, I hate to say, I mean, it's easy to say because I'm not that big of a fan of Beyonce, but MJ to me it's a no-brainer.
He's the
like
So John, I got a question since you said that. So the question about GOAT, and for your eyes, you become the GOAT because everybody is following after you. So you can't go past me because you're doing. If without me, you wouldn't be doing.
You wouldn't be here.
And from that argument is why I definitely would give MJ the GOAT, because like they don't really make honestly they don't really make music videos anymore that even like are. I remember when Beyonce dropped that music album in the middle of the night, which was like. It was unheard of. Nobody knew she was working on music, and she just dropped the entire album.
But can we just say, what if MJ released music in this time, in this day and age, with the level of popularity that he had like 20 years ago? If he released music with this day and age and how the veracity of how things would happen, I mean, it would be pandemonium. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would be like this. It would be the internet shutting down. It like Beyonce made the internet interrupt. MJ would shut the probably whole internet down.
He would break it.
You know what I'm saying? He would break the internet.
Do you think she could catch him though? It's a good question. I think she could catch him.
I actually do not think, like to your earlier point, so the person that paved the road can't be compared to the person that is on the road.
Got you.
To me.
Okay.
So MJ paved the road, leave it there. Now, if you want to say Beyonce versus Rihanna, then okay, yes, Beyonce has it as far as maybe pandemonium, like which because she kept her artistry up and she tours and all that stuff. So I will give you that. I just don't think category wise we can really compare Beyonce to MJ because MJ legit paved the way for Beyonce to even be an artist in any form to be even palatable for us.
She would even say that. You know,
I think she would. I do think she would.
So question: Do you think? So I never argue. So another way I've crafted the argument would be, yeah, MJ is the GOAT. But there's like MJ is he's the top in his own category of artists, and ain't nobody else in that category I would say besides Beyonce. Like in other words, he's up top. But when you think of an artist, she should be on the list. Like if there's a Mount Rushmore of artists, of greatest artists of all time, MJ's George Washington. He's the front. He's the front, right? Beyonce should at least be on that Mount Rushmore. She should at least be listed as one of the greatest artists we've ever seen.
Yeah. I would, absolutely. I would give. So you're talking about like, what's your starting five for top of artists of all time? That's what I think you're saying. That's what I hear you saying. What's your starting five? And I would say yes, MJ, Beyonce, Chris Brown, easily is on that list for me.
All time.
You will get stomped out like over the internet. Like you are not going to act like Chris Brown's not the best, one of the best of all time, and he's as young as he is. And you just told me, John, she's not done. This guy is not done. Chris Brown is not done. Hold on. First of all, Jamal, I'm talking about on the way. We're not talking about right this moment. I'm talking about you don't think that when his body of work is done, that Chris Brown's going to be on the Mount Rushmore? You don't think?
Yeah, I'm talking about right now. I don't see John. I don't know. Here's my issue with Chris Brown. Hear me out.
Wow,
hear me out.
Man.
Here's my issue with Chris Brown. And honestly, this is an issue. This is an issue that the scandal hurts him.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
I know you ain't talking about Rihanna right now.
I am. I'm trying to tell you that there are times in which I've gone to I would at an event, and I've gone to say we should play a Chris Brown song. And the women were like, no, because he's people don't let stuff like that go. And while we think, yeah, he's still been able to maintain a certain amount of fame, certain amount of celebrity, sometimes that stuff ends up hurting people bigger than what you think it should. You think it did. And I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not arguing over fairness or whatever. I'm not, make sense? But I just remember that being a thing. I don't know. Of all time,
Jamal said he could be on Stone Mountain.
I don't know.
No.
And
Y'all got
everything is
hold on. Y'all got to give y'all if y'all gonna say that Chris Brown is not on this list, you need to provide for me a list of your top 5 without him on that list. I need to see where y'all are on this because I can't. You can't just say like, nah, he not on the list, and then like, well, who's on the top 5 of y'all list?
I can't think of 5.
I know you can't.
Michael Jackson, Beyonce,
okay.
The Beatles.
On your top 5, Terrence. Your Baltimore self.
Sir, you're talking about greatest artists of all time who I think should be on that list. Like
for you, not for the world. I'm talking about your list.
But I'm basing
listen. You don't know no Beatles song. Name some Beatles songs, Terrence.
In the hard days now. John,
yes, personally, your list personally, Alicia, is what I'm talking about. You cannot judge my list if you don't have your personal list of your top 5. And this boy just said the Beatles. Okay,
I think the Beatles should be on the top.
I'm not saying America wouldn't say that. I'm saying what is your list of all time? Top 5 all time.
I'm not putting Luther Vandross on that top 5.
No, I'm not either. I'm saying I think MJ, Beyonce, and I say my top 3. I got to think more about my other 2, but I actually would even say I like Rihanna. I don't know how to. I got to whisper it. I like Rihanna. I do.
She's done. To me, she doesn't.
She may not be on our top 5, but I really like her.
She don't make enough
music.
music.
Do. She don't make enough music. I'm not saying.
Now, I know she can't. I know she's fighting a contract thing.
I know, Randy, not favorite artist, greatest artist. I agree.
Yeah,
that's why I can't put Rihanna on there.
Does anybody else have an argument we putting the Beatles on that list? Even if you don't like the Beatles.
No one here agreed with. Everyone's laughing. I saw laughing emojis when you said Beatles at first. Nobody agreed with you. Nobody was okay with that. Kalita says Stevie Wonder. Anybody else brave enough? Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, the New York Phil.
Who the hell is the New?
And Jill Shaham.
Okay.
I did not define genre, but I just assumed black. I'm black, y'all. I'm black. I just thought we were okay. I thought it was a safe space, but maybe not. But Michael Jackson, Beyonce, yes. Okay, I'll give you that. I still think, guys, I'm sorry, Chris Brown, and I don't know who my other 2 is right now. I can't think of this list. But I just at the end of the day, I'm bothered by the way you guys shot down Chris Brown in general. That is offensive to me. Marvin Gaye, Janelle Monáe.
That's it. If she mentioned Janelle Monáe over Chris Brown, I'm sorry, she lost points. Alicia, you've lost points.
You will not on this good daggone what's today? Wednesday night. Talk about Janelle.
You gotta have a
Monáe?
body of work. You gotta have a body of work.
Dear God, girl. I like Temptations, but Janelle, I don't know if I'll put him on my Mount Rushmore though.
Janelle is an artist.
Yeah,
I don't think she's in the
top 5 of all time. Randy says MJ, Whitney. Okay.
Now Whitney's
Journey. He said Fred Hammond.
Okay.
I'm done. I think we gotta end. Like, there's no way you can. I'm not okay with you saying Fred Hammond at all. Obviously.
I think there's an argument. So I
not
think
for
there's
Fred.
an argument for not for Fred. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say not for Fred. Terrence. Get off the internet. Get off the internet right now. Yeah, Fred don't belong on that list. But I like Whitney. I like Whitney. Mariah keeps doing this. What's that song? Christmas song she keeps singing out of key. If she does that another year, she's off my list for sure. She's not in the top 10.
Did she sing it off key this year?
Every year.
She did good this year.
Yo, who was that woman that did and I should know this, but she sang the national anthem and was horrible? Who was that? Aretha Franklin. What's Aretha?
Oh yeah.
Bro. Aretha sang. Did y'all hear? Please tell me if y'all heard. Please say yes or no whether y'all heard Aretha Franklin's. Not because that'll let me know whether I need to let y'all hear that. Y'all got to hear that. If you have never heard that, she just did it like a couple days ago, and she was in 18 different keys. And I said, God.
It was Shaka Khan. Or she just saying it wasn't Shaka Khan. She just named people. Was it Fergie?
No, I'm telling. No, it wasn't Fergie.
It was a black. They're naming right now. Shaka
I don't know. I think they're saying greatest of all time.
Okay, Fergie. Okay.
Oh, Clea said she's dead. Okay, it wasn't her. It wasn't Aretha. Aretha. But I'm trying to think of who it was. It was somebody famous. It was a black lady that was famous, Khalida. I don't remember who it was. She just recently. I gotta look it up. But besides that, let me go back to the list real quick because somebody said something that I wanted to point out. Jamal said, and we can move on at this. Jamal said, I'm scrolling down. Y'all active. It wasn't Rita. Shaka Khan. Was it Shaka Khan? All right, I'll look it up. What did Jamal say that I wanted to? Oh yeah, top 5 of all time. He says MJ, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, and James Brown. Jamal, what are you, 96 years old? Like, how do you have this list? You've been listening to all these people? Tina Turner?
I can't.
At the end, was it Shaka Khan at the NBA All-Stars? Oh my God. I gotta look this up. What did I say it was? A national anthem?
It was bad.
It was bad. What? I wasn't Shaka Khan. I don't think it was Shaka Khan, y'all. No, that wasn't Shaka Khan.
See, so Alicia, Sam Cooke is amazing. My only issue with Sam Cooke is because of his short-lived lifespan. He doesn't have a large enough body of work. Sam Cooke is one of my favorite artists, like legit. So I respect to the Sam Cooke. Matter of fact, tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna play Sam Cooke tomorrow. Good job. Shout out to Alicia.
I don't like it. I gotta find it, y'all. I don't know where. I forget who it was. Khalid said Aretha's in the grave. Aretha's dead. I got it, guys. She's dead. I didn't mean Aretha. It was somebody. It was a black lady that was singing it recently, though. God, y'all are just relentless. She dead, John. She dead. I know. I got it. She's not. It's not her. She could have sung from the grave. Shut up, Khalid. All right. Moving on from MJ. So I think the bottom line of the MJ Beyonce conversation is.
I think MJ won with us.
MJ
won. There were a few. I just respect that there were a few nods for Beyonce, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I don't think anybody nodded for Beyonce, actually.
Oh no, there were definitely 2 or 3 people in this group who said Beyonce.
Okay. Well, speaking, huh?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I'm okay with it. Speaking of Chris Brown, you guys may have seen that Chris Brown and he got beat out basically. For I guess best album of the year, was it? I think
R&B album.
Yeah, Chris Brown reacts to Robert Glasper winning the Grammy for best R&B album over him. He said, "Y'all playing who the F is this?" Talking about Robert Glasper, and then he said, "Who the F is Robert Glasper?" This is all his story, Instagram story. I'm gonna keep kicking y'all respectfully. I gotta get my skills up. I'm gonna start playing harmonica. Talking about Robert Glasper, and then he said harmonica breezy. And I guess the best R&B album nominees were Chris Brown, Lucky Day, Mary J. Blige, and PJ Morton.
Lucky Day is dope.
Lucky Day is amazing.
Lucky Day is amazing.
Chris Brown didn't know who Robert. Do y'all know? Hopefully, y'all. I pray y'all know who Robert Glasper is.
I could care less. I mean, I've heard of him. I don't know a single song, nor do I even care to investigate. I don't care.
Shalala, I believe we're gonna get to your what you're saying. Do you think Rihanna is going to outdo? We're gonna give us like a couple of seconds. We'll get to that. But as far as Chris Brown is concerned, and his disrespectfulness, I mean, very much so.
He said he was not. He meant no disrespect.
He said he meant no disrespect.
Who the hell is terrific?
You can't say that.
Can we just put?
You can't.
I want you to bold Khalida's comment where it says Tarimfe. Who the heck?
What did
Khalida, are you drinking? Who is Tarimfe? Yeah,
Tarimfe.
No, that's my name next week, John. You gotta remind me that is my name next week.
The F and the C are very close on the keyboard. That's what it is.
Don't give her no pass.
I got my sisters back all the time. So listen, Chris Brown basically is like, yo, who is Robert Glasper? And basically was going in on him. It was disrespectful because that was hurtful, I'm sure, to Robert Glasper, who thought he was somebody. Before that day, he thought he was somebody, and then
I
then he wasn't.
Him saying it out loud as soon as he saw it. Like, what? Who the is Robert Glasper?
So actually, okay. So Tank had a really good take on this, and I think it's here. Yeah, he said this is in 2-part for me. I love Robert and the art he creates. As a musician, he's really dope and respected. CB, on the other hand, is the height of the genre. His impact musically and visually is iconic worldwide. Top of the charts, sold out tours, and off the charts talent. These two in the same category is wrong to me for starters, but they don't make a whole lot of categories for R&B music at an award show, any award show, which is a bigger conversation. And I actually thought that was a very good point.
I also want to highlight Randy's comment because I want to keep these F's going.
What did Randy say?
This apology was terrible. Keep these F's going, y'all. So if I'm gonna be Terrence Bey for
I'm so sick of y'all. I'm so sick of y'all.
We gotta do a lot of typos with F's. Thank you, Kalita.
God bless you. Randy says it's terrible. Okay, you guys, all right, you guys are cute. I
agree with what he's saying.
I love that he said that I don't believe that Robert Glasper and CB should have been in the same conversation at all.
No.
At all. There should not even be, like, to me, they are of different calibers, of different even artistry. Like, legit, if you listen to their music at all, they are nothing alike. And but it's also crazy that Robert Glasper beat out Chris Brown in the same category. I believe that's personally crazy. I do. They should not be in the same category. So I think if CB was out of that category, then I would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But him being in there, and I already said CB to me is on my Mount Rushmore, and I'm saying it again for everybody in the back. Okay, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Everybody heard me? Cool. So I want to get to this. Do you think Rihanna is going to outdo Dr. Dre's Super Bowl performance for 2022? What do you guys think about that? Do you believe that? Huh?
I think so.
I think Rihanna's gonna kill. I actually didn't think that Dr. Dre's performance. It was very, very dope moment in time. I'm not gonna shade on it. I didn't love 50 Cent hanging down from the like he's on the bars. The bars he was hanging down from, like, you remember he did that at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, he learned to hold down that
he was hefty. He was holding it down. It was a dope performance, but I really do believe
it was a really dope performance. It's not my favorite though.
What?
That wasn't my favorite performance.
I wonder if we're gonna agree on this, Terrence. I really do.
Super Bowl.
What do you think is the best Super Bowl performance ever?
Beyonce's.
And
Beyonce's.
Hold on. Which Beyonce? She did it twice, right?
She featured once. I like her Super Bowl.
You like her by herself? You're saying?
Yeah. But even the other one was really good. But like the one by herself for sure.
I like the one when she did with Bruno Mars. That was the best one of all time to me.
I liked Justin Timberlake's too. I thought his was really
Timberlake.
Good. I thought his was really good.
Terrence Boquisha Robinson. You will not say.
First of all, this was Justin before that Walk in the Woods album crap he made, which we're gonna admit was just the most awful. Because Justin Timberlake before that album came out was a dope artist. I don't know what he was writing that year.
No, that last album was trash, and I don't know what happened to him. He fell off heavy.
Go back and watch the Super Bowl performance. First, to me,
you mean the one where he ripped off Janet Jackson's boob?
No, he's performed by himself, and he did all of his stuff, and then he brought NSYNC out too. That was a good performance.
Okay.
And I'm a huge NSYNC fan, so he's gonna win. He gets points.
Marquita says Janet Jackson's performance was one of the best. I gotta go back. I don't even remember.
Performance.
But are you talking about the one with the boob? Are we still talking about the boob?
Yeah, that was actually. It was a good performance. It was a good performance.
Is that because you saw her boob, Terrence? You disgusting.
I didn't see that part.
No, man, I ain't never seen NFL cut harder. When that boob came out, they were like, and another thing to see over here on the field. They went quickly.
I think Beyonce had the best one though, for sure. I mean, literally, the power went out afterwards. You talk about cutting the internet. She cut the power in the whole Super Bowl.
Cleta says Janet Cole. Cleta, I am. She says Coldplay. I'm like, what's going on? And then Beyonce with Bruno Mars. I think Beyonce with Bruno Mars is, to me, top tier for sure. There's no question about it to me. Like that was like I don't know. I don't know. Were you into Bruno Mars when he came out?
Timberlake.
Y'all are ridiculous. Were you? Oh my God! Do y'all remember? Actually, The Weeknd was terrible. The Weeknd
was the worst
one ever. I think we can agree. All agree on that one.
So much hype for weeks. Yeah. I mean months about this performance. He died. He changed his face.
Yeah,
and I still don't understand why he did that.
Yeah. Do you think that Rihanna would go on tour after this? Like, remember Beyonce did that I guess when
I
she
don't
did
give
that.
a damn what Rihanna does until she drops a goddamn album. Because Rihanna is one of
You
my
need to
favorite
calm down
artists.
about how you talk about my girl.
She's one of my favorite. Produce some music. So like, it's John. I know we're running out of time.
Alicia said The Weeknd did a halftime show.
Yeah, listen.
I think it was like 2 years ago. I think it was 2020.
It was before. Thank God for what happened last year, because
it was a pandemic year
before.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Deserving of a pandemic. Yeah.
So, because Beyonce, as much as her accolades she has so many accolades. She has the most Grammys, but she's never won Album of the Year. She's never won Album of the Year, and I personally don't even think that Renaissance is her best album.
No,
we can debate all the time.
We don't have to debate. It's not a good album.
It's not her best. It's not her best album.
No, it's not a good album. It's her Man of the Woods. I would dare say.
Oh, that's hard. She got a lot of hits on that track on that album.
That Man of the Woods is trash.
Yeah, he don't have no hits on that. He don't have no hits. But she's never won. She's lost. She's respectfully lost to Adele. I'm okay with her losing to Adele.
Adele is amazing.
My issue with her losing to Adele is that album was better than Adele's album. I'm not saying she's a better singer than Adele. I'm just saying that Beyonce album, which to me is one of her best albums, was better than that Adele album. Okay. And she lost to her. She's lost it. Every time anybody loses to Taylor Swift,
I'm sick of Taylor. I am sick of her.
OG of Little Talent.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that's what I think.
She lost. No, Randy, type Feck. She lost to Feck. That's who she lost to. So she's and so it's the thing that I feel about Chris Brown, John. I wonder if their music is too urban to get for them to get their roses.
I'm sorry. Drake goes on my my Mount Rushmore.
I wonder if they're rappers.
You will not dismiss me.
Rappers,
Drake and Jay-Z go. Drake and Jay-Z go on my greatest artist of all time. This is the greatest artist of all time. That was the
Randy is stupid.
Drake. People are responding. If anyone is listening in their cars, you got this chat section is not good today. Jay-Z and Drake, I think should go on the Mount Rushmore. I do.
Of rappers, maybe.
Well, this is my art. We said artists. They're artists. What do you mean?
No.
Wait. What are you saying when you say artistry? Because rapping is an art. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying if they get their own category, who's the best rappers of all time? If we're talking about,
you think that should be a separate Mount Rushmore?
It's almost like it's similar to like album of the year that freaking Harry Styles won album of the year. Their Grammy was saying out of all the music that was made of any genre, he had the best album of any period.
Okay.
And so GOAT, which means we're saying MJ. I don't care what your profession is. MJ is the GOAT. He's the best person to ever perform art of music art of all time.
I feel like I'm letting people down here. The more I talk about what I think, everybody's like, John, shut up. Boo, you suck. Either way, I guess I won't have any friends when it comes to music artistry. I think.
Are we talking Take Care Drake? Or are we talking?
I think Drake up until 4 years ago was the top.
Listen, I'm gonna get judged because I actually like the last Drake album, and I hated
Terrence,
it at first.
Seriously,
I hated it at first. It's not a rap album though. It's not a rap album. So that's what I'm saying. I don't consider it to be a rap album.
Everybody likes to Take Care Drake. I feel like the Take Care Drake was more palatable to everybody else. But I think the direction that everybody's going in, including Beyonce, the last album, the Renaissance, whatever, it was kind of going that disco feel, right? Sure. Whatever that feel was. All I'm saying is, guys, that's on my Mount Rushmore. You could judge. You could have whoever on yours. Okay, this is mine, right? I got Rihanna, Beyonce, and I have Chris Brown and maybe Drake and Jay-Z. I on this
list includes nobody outside of the past 20 years, which is a problem.
I said MJ. MJ's
that's the only one.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Your frat brother said house music. That's probably what you have a category for, Terrence. You have something to say about that?
Who's the best house music?
Yeah. I'm sure you got something from Baltimore.
Diamonds on my back,
Okay.
Patron
Yeah, I
in
can
my
tell.
cup.
This is how I know when our podcast has gotten to a last. Yeah, please stop.
Because it's Friday.
Yeah, Terrence. All right.
Put your
All
motherfucker.
Guys, he's high. At the end of the day, guys, the one thing I want to say about the I will end it, Khalid. I know he's losing it.
You mean offended? You mean offended?
Offended. The one last thing I want to say about the Grammys. Did you guys see Jay-Z's performance at the end? Did y'all see that? Did you see it, T?
His performance or
Jay-Z? Yeah, it was Jay-Z and John Legend and like Rick Ross and it was a bunch of them. It was Lil Wayne.
I saw the hip hop.
They did the God Did jump. They did the God Did.
Oh yeah, I did see.
So it was like an 8-minute like rap or whatever. And so I don't know if you guys saw. People were saying they were making parallels about like him having that big table was like the Last Supper type thing. Like that was like their replica of or creation of like the Last Supper type of feel where they had. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw the spread. But the spread was ridiculous on stage. I saw it. And Randy said it was DJ Khaled's performance. No one even cared or thought about DJ Khaled at all, even though he yelled his name.
God did.
He yells his name at the beginning and ending of the song. And then Jay-Z did the whole rap the whole time. It was just wild. Anyway, the Grammys is dope. And I'm looking forward very much to the weekend. So this not the artist, but this weekend coming with the Super Bowl, right? And we're gonna have I have to be very clear, not the weekend the artist, but the weekend that's coming up. We're all gonna check out the Super Bowl. I hope you guys are gonna do. I don't know if you guys still do this or not, where you go to somebody's house and go to a Super Bowl party. I'm hoping you're gonna do that because that's like the fun thing to do. I've always loved it. And generally, I think we try to get together. My T and I and others try to get together for the Super Bowl. And this year we're actually gonna do it. So wherever you're gonna watch the Super Bowl.
John, do you remember that year? I gotta tell this. This story was so funny. We were at your house. And TJ touched Jovita's boob.
Yeah, he did.
My son, he had to be like 3. No, he didn't touch it. They were saying bye, and TJ looked at John's wife and said, "I like your boobs." And I said, "TJ," and you said, "Let me tell you something, TJ. When you turn 18,
we're gonna fight.
We are going to talk about this.
Yeah, we're gonna revisit that.
I don't know what happened. It's a Super Bowl. Super Bowl memory. Like
it was a very important moment in my life. I haven't forgotten about it, and I can't wait. How old is he now?
He got 8 more years.
8 more years. Wait,
8 more years. You can.
All right. I've been marking it down on my calendar, like he beat down for TJ.
Yes.
Like as
you should do it on the Super Bowl.
It's the anniversary.
Or you go to his wife and be like, "I like your boobs." That's actually.
I think I won't do that. I think that's a terrible idea. Especially since I'll be 92 and she'll be 22. At the end of the day, we are excited, man. We're looking forward to the Super Bowl happening this weekend, and we for sure know that the Dallas is going to win. The Eagles are going to win. I don't know why I said Dallas. What am I thinking? Eagles. I'm not a Dallas fan. Eagles are going to win this Super Bowl, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys are calling, but I'm calling the Eagles to win it all. And I'll be very surprised if Patrick Mahomes makes it happen. But either way, Black wins either way. And then Rihanna on top of that. And then Rihanna on top of that. So whatever you do, guys, be safe. Enjoy, of course, whatever consumptions you decide to do. And make sure you come back to see us next week on Let's See Real Podcast, where we're going to discuss more real, raw, and relatable topics. And we're going to have my boy Mike with us as well. He unfortunately had another conflict and could not be a part of this particular podcast episode. But next week, same time, same place. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, join us, meet us here at 8 p.m. Next Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about something else that's going to be controversial or great or whatever the case may be. I don't know what's going to be yet. Is that cool?
Absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the Valencia Podcast. My name is John.
I still want to know who is Robert Klasper. I'm not even going to lie.
Okay. And your name is Ference. All right, Ference. You guys, we do something. Terenfe. I forgot. Okay. All right. We'll talk to y'all soon, man. Enjoy the